Okay, let's get stuck into some questions about my personal life. Hi, I'm Tom. I make nature-based content that helps you fall in love with where you live. And today I'm answering all of your questions about what I think is the best waterproof, how I met my wife, how I work with brands now, my involvement in Forest School and why I joined it and why I left it. Let's get into it. Okay, so we'll start with why I left teaching. I left teaching because I was really burnt out and feeling really anxious and basically didn't feel like it was the right job for me. And my partner sort of introduced me to the idea of forest schools or like outdoor-based learning. And I went and visited some schools in London where I was living, and instantly, on the first one I visited, fell in love with it. Basically asked to join straight away as soon as I'd been there for about 10 minutes. And yeah, that's how I left teaching, really. If I was so happy there, why did I leave forest schools? So I left forest schools because it felt like the chapter had ended. I did 4 years in London, and they were amazing, and I loved every minute. We'd done our London time, and it was time for us to move back to the coast and start a new chapter there. So I joined a kind of similar, or I thought it was a similar setup, and it just wasn't the same as this forest school in London that I'd been at. So I decided that I leave that there for a while and decided to get into remote tutoring. And also it gives me the opportunity to make content and do these and still interact with nature and help other people to love it in a different way. Okay, so a bit more about what I do now, and specifically kind of what about the Instagram. How did I get into this? I guess I kind of didn't really get into it myself. Essie, my partner, works in social media, and she really encouraged me to go out and film some of the stuff that I was doing. So I was getting out and doing like the micro adventures that I do now and film, but I was just going and doing them because I loved them, and I'd always like really believed in little adventures often as possible. And once I'd like filmed one or two and Essie had helped me edit them, and I kind of then put them up, and they got a really nice response, and I thought, oh, this is really cool, I'm really enjoying this, and it's really nice to share this. So I kept doing them. They got more and more response. A few sort of brands got involved, and I realized that there was like some legs to it, and I was enjoying it. So that's how I got into it, really. Oh, and sometimes people ask me like, have I stopped enjoying it now that I film it and there's all the content side of it? I really still do enjoy it. If anything, I've actually found that sometimes I'll be like, oh, I should go out and do something today, but I end up having experiences that I probably wouldn't have had, like going out on a date maybe a bit grey, but thinking, oh, maybe I can get something fun today, maybe I can record something, and end up having a really, really nice day out. So yeah, it's actually in some ways almost been the opposite. There has been a few times where I think I probably got overly stressed trying to get shots and just need to relax and just get one or two and then enjoy it. But for the most part, I find it really positive. So do I do this full time? Do I do the channel full time? No, I still work full time. In my spare time, I kind of go out and record bits. It's very much not a full-time job. And also I really like being able to choose the brands. If I do work with a brand, choose the brands that I work with. I don't feel a pressure to just work with any brand that's offering money. I want to choose brands that I think are genuinely worth you guys' time. I'd hate if somebody bought something that I didn't genuinely think was good off my recommendations. That would make me feel horrible. So I don't do that. How did I meet my wife, Essie? I've been with Essie for about 10 years. We met when we were really young. We were both 19, and we've moved to London together, had a really great adventure there, and now we've moved to the coast together, and we're having an amazing time here. We met whilst I was at university in Winchester, and Es was living with her parents for a bit before she was going to move to London to do acting, and then we moved to London together. So making friends in your 20s, is it harder or easier in a rural location, like when you're on the coast or something? So I think if you move somewhere where there's more like outdoor things to do, there's going to be more people who are into the outdoors. I found that like living by the coast, there's loads of people who are into surfing, into climbing, into hiking, into camping, and so it's been for me really like easy to make supernatural connections, do the things I enjoy and connect with people over those. So I've loved it, like being by the coast. It's been definitely the best thing I've done, and I had great friends in London who did do that. It just was always harder. It was harder to get out of the city and go climbing or something. It's just always a bit of a logistical like operation, whereas down here you can just go like on an afternoon, and I love that so much. Okay, so let's talk gear. What is the best waterproof? So for me, the best one that I've used has been Montane top and bottoms. What I like about Montane is I think their gear is really high quality, but without maybe the like overpricing that you get with some brands, and without some of the unnecessary bells and whistles that you get with others. I just like the stuff that I've worn from there. It's kept me dry, it's been light, and it's not been overly expensive. And also I have got some of it second hand, and it's still been really good quality. So for me, Montane's the winner. Okay, so best blow up kayak or like portable kayak. I have tried a couple of friends blow up ones, and for me the main issue with them is that they take so long to blow up, and also the kind of like steering isn't so good. They're a bit like wobbly. So the best one that I've tried is actually not a blowout one, but it's like a foldable one called the Oru Kayak. I used that last year and put some of it on my channel. It was brilliant, and I've been camping in it, and I'm going to do some more adventures like that this year. You can literally put 2 of them in like easily in the boot of a car. So they're super portable, and I think really cool piece of gear. La Sportiva hiking shoes, are they worth it? So I'm guessing you're talking about I've got some approach shoes from La Sportiva, and they are brilliant. Yeah, they're really good. They are not for everybody's foot size. Like approach shoes or hiking shoes, you have to buy the brand that suits your foot. So I'd always say go in and try some, or at least like if you've got a friend, see if theirs fit you. But the pair I've got are really nice. I think there's a lot of hype around them. So maybe they're like the resale, like the secondhand ones are still really expensive, and I bought mine secondhand and it was still like 90 quid. I think there's loads of other great brands, like North Face do some nice pairs. Merrell do some nice pairs. Yeah, so I would look around. I would say they are a good shoe, but buy the one that's going to fit your foot, because with an approach shoe, you've got to get it so it's comfy all day. And okay, best Finisterre products. So I've got a lot of Finisterre gear. I'm a big fan of them. Okay, so the best products that I've got are the Firecrest. It's like a sort of thinner version of their coats, and I use it for so much. Like I use it as a layer in the winter underneath like a bigger jacket or a waterproof. I use it when I'm climbing. I use it for summer hikes as my only insulated layer. They've got like a super tight hood, which looks a bit silly, but it's actually really good for keeping the wind out. And it's just a really like super versatile. I know that word gets used so much, versatile, but I found it a very versatile piece. I use it all year round. It's brilliant. And the other thing that I'd really recommend is their merino tops. They have nailed merino tops, like the thin ones that come with more active layers, and they've got some like looser ones this year. And I just wear them for all of my like multi-day adventures. They keep you warm, they keep you cool, they're magic. Yeah, and that's not sponsored. I bought both of those things that I've just talked about. Okay, and then future like projects or things that are happening, what am I looking forward to? There's a couple of bits. I've maybe got a trip to the Dolomites planned in September with my friend Jack. But the thing that's like immediate that I'm looking forward to is me and Essie wrote a song a few months ago, and Essie's worked on it with a producer and got it all ready to go. So that's gonna be coming out in the next month, and I wrote the chords for that. So I'm very excited for that to come out. So that's really cool. Yeah, super buzz for that. So thank you so much for watching, and please do hit that subscribe button if you'd like to get some more outdoor content in your feed. You can also click the notification to hear every time I post. Thanks, bye.